Yeah, I think the Papis here are obviously the fan of.
Yeah, all mage players are pussies. That's how you have to play.
They'll be able to bust on through. We'll see if that's actually going to be in the cards or not. Optimus King, as you said, I've got my eyes on the jungler.
Terror ban, that's okay. I respect that. Just get that shit out your face. Ravana. Again, it's a ban that I don't think you need to do, but it gives mid pressure and it's an easy god to play, so it's fair enough to get it out of there. Poseidon, that is the most random ban. I think you just spin the wheel. Pos. Fafnir, that's a nice ban. So that leaves CERN open. I feel like there's another big pick I'm missing. A jungler. CERN, Susano. Susano first pick, that's good. You have to pick you have to first pick Susano if you leave it through. Most of the time. At this level, I would say you would have to. If it was the Pro League, I'd say no. I guess these guys are fighting for a Pro League spot. But I still feel both teams are not good enough yet. We'll see though. CERN is finally getting some love. I respect that. Kepri CERN. That's a really good combo to pick out first. Because there's not many supports left. Sakit. Yeah, Sakit's open too. So we're seeing the Vulcan pick. These obviously prioritize the Vulcan. Bologna. Why not? You know, they're playing well with it. Why not pick it again? And they probably have a big god pool in the support, so I don't know. So far I'm preferring this draft. Because you just ban out the big supports now. Not Ymir, but yep. Ban out the big supports, so maybe Athena? Athena ban? Question mark? Geb? Geb's an okay ban, it should have been Geb and Athena. I'm not sure why they're scared of Ymir. As Kepri and CERN, Ymir is going to do nothing. God damn it, man. Let me just remove the cam. Okay, there you go. They should have prioritized like banning the good supports. Not Ymir. I mean, Ymir can work. Hercules. It's a good pick. A really aggressive solo lane. A Wheelix for the circuit. That's a Wheelix what? Please don't be a Wheelix support. But this draft just turned to shit in 2 picks. This draft is so much nicer now. Isis for full pressure middle. I'm giving it Optimus gang for this draft. These guys they could have turned it maybe with the Athena plus an aggressive solo laner. Not solo laner. What am I missing? Wait, what the fuck are they playing? There's some cheesy shit going on here. I don't know. There's no hunter. They have no objective fights and they have no siege. So these guys should just take it easy until they fuck up like a Gull Fury fight. Just take it fucking easy. Let them screw up. Let them take too much damage from the Gull Fury and then just kill them. Even if they get the Gull Fury, if you get 2 kills in return, perfect. Okay, I don't know what to expect from this Susano pick, but I think it's bad. I think it's really, really bad. But the Kepri can't start mid. He has to fuck this Susano. Like, it's a Susano for fuck's sake. Fuck it. It's the Fusify start, isn't it? He pushes that these two. I guess it's pretty smart because I knew these two were gonna play defensive anyway. So to put him on his own was pretty smart actually. But if I was these two, I would have scouted this area. I would have seen what the fuck's happening.
they were able to invade on the speed side, but same thing for Optimus Gang, speed for speed, nobody the wiser.
Because Painify left alone in that dual lane, but left alone is Death Panther as the support was too far
Beautiful
away.
play.
The Wing Gust, not enough movement speed to get him out of danger there.
Beautiful play.
That comes down to Death Panther having bot positioning and the Khepri being asleep. Like, he could have used his 2 on him so much sooner, and his shell.
They're actually stuck in place with that feather step, but that's all Ojaboom needs.
And they should have known where they was. They know they invaded the speed, so expect them to come back mid.
So first blood for the Papis, they're on the board and they're up by 500.
People forget just how much damage Dalo can do on the Willish specifically. This guy does one in hand before the feather step, can get the second in hand
Does he
off.
have the dash? He does.
Jet stream into the pull.
Not sure why they stood there. It's like disrespect. This guy is not gonna walk up. You may as well have just fucking push the wave and invade the backs.
Aggressive will opt not to get the dash at level 2.
Or even got these oracles for free, because they were free.
Changing of the seasons would certainly allow him to do so.
Yeah, I think the dash does damage as well, so if you get into a position where you can aggressively dash, you're going to be totally fine clearing the wave. But if you get caught out versus a Susano Amaterasu, you're just dead.
Absolutely. Which is surprising to see that Fusify on the Khepri wasn't sitting in the dual lane trying to take advantage of the lack of range out of the dual lane from Papis. It's a risk versus reward coming out of Papis because number one, they're not going to necessarily out-clear the Hunter Khepri, or at least not as safely, but they have the kill potential where they could just ignore the wave entirely, and because the cooldown's being expended by Optimus Gang to clear the wave, now the cooldown's coming out of Papis is being used to kill enemy gods and then clear the wave afterward.
Yeah, once the Papis hit level 5 in this dual lane, the control out of these two characters is going to be incredible. Warchi's going to be able to pull somebody towards him and then unleash the vortex and get them stuck in that little whirlpool type nonsense. And then as soon as they get out, Draco Marino can go ahead and pop the ultimate and stun them, or vice versa. Either way, you're gonna be stuck where the Papis want you and where you don't want to be. Johnny trying to change that a little bit. We'll go back as he leeches some experience and hits level 5. Warchi and his support player.
So we see the hog on the Amaterasu, which isn't too bad. He went for my start. He went the Bumbers plus Hand of the Gods, which is nice because they're gonna lose pressure, but at level 5 they're gonna lose a team fight. I mean, they should. They have no fucking Hunter, and they have Amy support with a Hand of the Gods. Like, Amy should die to the Circuit CC. It should be Ice Assault on top of the Circuit 2, and then the Ice Assault's obviously going to build up, and whilst the Circuit uses the ult after the 2, she should be dead just in that combo. She shouldn't even be able to have time to use her ultimate.
And by putting him in this role...
and then obviously you have a Khepri with a 1.5 second pull, so yeah. That's what happens when you go Amaterasu with Hog.
Supports will hug hand in hand with the allied mid laner and the jungler, trying to look for the 3v3s in the jungle side around gold here, which leaves your typical hunters alone, but it's not your typical hunter matchup here. This time it's Kurnos against the Susano.
Yeah, the Papis have pressure, but they only have it because of a mistake. So you shouldn't have to rely your pressure on someone's mistake. That can be a mistake. If they do that versus like us, Dignitas, or even Obey, if they do that against them 3 teams, then it's not going to work. You should not have to rely on someone's mistake.
Featherstep confirms it. Dalo with the second kill of the game. Zigzag from Johnny as he tries to make up for it, but can't. So Papis pick up their second kill and will walk away. Support player here trying to help out, but that be that.
I like the commitment not to use the ultimate coming out of Draco Marino, recognizing that the team fight was over, there was no point in using anything. The cooldowns were still available from the ambush. A little bit of poke though, Jetstream being used to follow Caspina5 through the dash, and that's a good thing to do every now and then because it also resets your cooldown by half after you do take it.
Yeah, I guess Susano could just go into the Hydra's Lament after here, which is the standard build path, but why I brought that up totally was I wanted to bring up and highlight the differences between playing Susano in the jungle versus the long lane. Now, we're probably likely going to see the CDR item, but that's one of the luxuries that you get from being in the long lane, which kind of the solo lane these days, is you have more time to build these longer aggressive items. Warchi or Susano in the jungle always has something to do. Farm, gank, help.
Yeah, at this point, Optimus gang, as long as they're getting all their jungle, or at least trading the jungle evenly, they should just save the team fight until the Gold Fury. They shouldn't, or just a pick. They shouldn't just take just a straight up team fight. The longer the game goes, the more it's in their favor anyway, so.
The hunter roll at all.
To min-max the resets of the back harpies, because of how mobile he is, he's able to bounce between lane and the back harpies, but trying to get into the is Johnny.
Not going to be the case. Gold Fury goes away.
Here we go.
But Johnny picks up Draco Marino.
Perfect fight.
It
should have been 2 kills though. Should have been 2 kills. Like, that fight should have been 2 kills. You needed people being more proactive. But that's a kill and mid tower. It at least has to be. There's no way they can lose this. So there we go. That is the trade I was talking about. This is the trade they needed, but they're not even going to get mid tower because they were too slow. So they forced the Bologna ult. Now they can back regen, and because they have the Kepri, they could force the Papis into an awkward fire giant defense. It's not up actually. Maybe just back regen and push mid again. That would be my call, because it's like, it's so poked, it should just be for free.
Placed by Sibi, looking like he wanted, was flirting with the idea behind invading. He could have looked for a potential lucky pull, not really committing his character towards that, but either way, walking away rather cleanly was the Papis, only losing 1 member, still defending their tier 1 mid. Papis looking like they still have a great...
So, for that exchange, they lost the kill for the Gold Fury, which is bad if you lose something else on the map, but they actually didn't lose anything. They managed to get the red, they kept the mid tower up, they managed to get their own speed. All these buffs should not be going their way. It all should have been inside like OG's bag. It was free. It was so free for them to take all that. I guess they went for the mid tower and he hesitated too much. I put that down to being the problem then.
Fights, whereas there's more gold income for Crucify, but to make up for that, the Bumbus mask, as long as Draco Marino sits around some of the jungle camps, he'll get a little bit additional gold per minion that gets slain, but just not as much as Crucify once he tags a member for that 30 gold.
I love the choice of tank boots. Marino. When it comes down to it, Traveler's boots, yes, they will give you some extra farm, but they also give you extra movement speed. Amaterasu doesn't need it. She's got it built.
So after that, at least Optimus gang managed to get the pressure back over Gold Fury minions, the Oracles, and the Fire Gremlins too. So they at least got that plus the kill. So it was kind of even from the gold. And as I said, the longer the game goes, it's more in their favor, as long as they don't misplay hugely. And the Bologna's build, I think it's okay. It's a good build if you want to apply the early pressure. I wouldn't have gone attack speed boots. I wouldn't have built like that, but I would have built the same, but with power boots. But maybe he didn't have enough money when he backed to base.
Seconds off of that, it's going to allow him to get back into the thick of things a little bit quicker, but in the solo lane, Johnny looking for some more action. He was camping around the dual lane earlier on, about 5 minutes ago, but now not finding anything quite yet until that Gold Fury.
Just 30 seconds shy of 10 minutes here. The Papis and Optimus gang, the 2 challenger teams coming in here for relegation, trying to take each other down. We already have 1 confirmed as Draco Marine. See, that's where the CCR comes into play. Crucify grabs with the abduct, he gets hit by the spear ball, and he's able to walk away. Now, I don't think that's a dead Amaterasu even with a different...
CCR did nothing then. What was it, 1 auto attack difference, it wouldn't have made much more difference. Amy can heal it all up. But yeah, he's going to get so fucked off the Kepri pull, because the Kepri pull does not get DR'd. It's always the full duration as it's a pull.
Normally, you don't have to go for the lifesteal if you're Kurnos because of your kit having that option of the spring season.
Yeah, most of the time we actually don't see the Kurnoses or any hunters really go.
This is a position that I want to see from OG. As soon as the objective starts, they want to get the return kill. Hopefully 2 kills, that's their target. They want to get 2 kills back for every time there's an objective. That's if they give it up. Obviously there's the steal potential, and you could also do a return objective. So if the gold's up, they fuck up at gold, you can run across to fire and get that, as well as the tier 1 tower too.
Aggressive build.
So that's where the Papis need to be careful. Like if they're forced, they have the the comp where they are forced to do something early, because if it gets too late and they're even, they're going to struggle a lot harder. So I'm not sure how to advise them on how to play with that comp. Aggressive. They need to have wards aggressive up in these buffs and force a team fight early or a pick.
Over the wall and walks right into
Exactly like that pick. That is the pick that you want to keep getting. Just keep picking this jungler off because his positioning is pretty awful at the minute.
mid laner. No communication necessary for Draco to save his mid laner by way of the silence. Warchi's in trouble here. Turn around. Big deal. But so Draco gets the silence onto the Circuit so she can't follow up with the damage and kill the Vulcan, which is exactly what was going to happen. Zigzag, ult, dead Vulcan, see you later. Big silence coming out from Draco. And then Ojibu.
What's up, Kran? How's it going, my boy?
Jumping over the wall. Dalo makes sure to come over there. Beautiful communication. Proof that the Papis have been doing this for a long time.
Circuit's normally a god that tries to go in.
So you're saying that these golds are still going to OGE, which they shouldn't be. With this comp, with how they're building, with like the Bologna to how they're playing, like so aggressive on Dalo, they need to be getting every Oracle. These picks are so significant. It's going to get to the point where OG can't even defend the Gold Fury. They won't even want to fight the Gold Fury to get this far behind.
Heavy lifting here.
Because Spainify can only watch from a distance as his mid laner did fall down. The ultimate was.
But yeah, it's these people getting caught. Someone got caught. So if you look at the minimap, he got caught here, which is in his own territory. So that shouldn't be happening. And the only reason he's getting caught here is because his jungler is getting behind and he's prioritizing farming over defensive picks. Because that's what they should be going for, defensive picks, or objective fights, or sieging if it gets to late game. What range damage can you see on this team? Vulcan. What engage can you see on this team? None. There's no engage. There's no range damage. So you want to take a fight to them on your terms. You don't want them ganking your dual lane, random picks. You don't want them killing Isis at red buff. You don't want them killing your jungler at mid camps. I can't remember the other fights. You don't want them getting free Gold Furies. It's just they've played this completely wrong. They had the draft and they fucked up. They need a coach.
The wall is good. Simi gets knocked up. Saved by Fusify. But Ojiboom following up. There's the knockup just onto the support. Blink forward from Dalo. Sets up Ojiboom.
Why is Sibi turning around? He's turning around. Why? It's not going to change the fate of him. Just fucking run in a straight line. Or press the spacebar and spin your mouse round. You know, it's not hard. Vulcan, get another pick. There's literally pick after pick after pick after pick. Someone else defending a tier 1. What was the reasoning behind that? What do you expect? Nothing's going to happen differently. Now he's going in. Why is he going in now? Just why? Just go farm somewhere because you're not going to kill anyone. You have to fight for your team. You don't just do a random ass fight, man.
In here, folks, the Papis off to a tear. 5K in the lead, 7 kills up.
But very risky play though for them to start the Gold Fury in front.
OG are not out of this game though because they have the team comp. They fucked up, but they can still come back. They can still correct the mistakes. It's going to be harder now. Like it's Papis' game to throw now, whereas it was their game to throw at the beginning, and they just did that.
Point blank range along with the meatball and backfire, but as long as you're in a Discord, Mumble, whatever the case, you communicate all your cooldowns at the same time. You're like, all right, 3, 2, 1, burst, let's go, let's go, let's go. You get all those cooldowns down, then Sibi's boulder is just meaningless.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, you also have multiple options to really stop that boulder, right? You can Draco can go out and silence the Hercules, anticipating when he's going to try to find the counter burst. So a lot of tools for the Papis to go ahead and take that successfully, even against the character. I mean, you mentioned the Hercules, but even the Isis, right? Had the Isis been there, she was dead, which is why that opened up the Papis' door for the goal.
It's exactly what I said the other game, though. Didn't I say that Dizoni going in, how he was dunking down on Thor, it was the throw potential for them, and how many times has he died? He died twice, really early, unnecessary deaths. It was gonna be the throw, and I knew versus a better team, he was gonna struggle. It was either gonna succeed or struggle really hard. It wasn't gonna be average.
out of it, and as a result, was losing a little bit too much farm. Bologna can easily out-clear the Hercules at level 1 and 2 with just a bludgeon on the hammer. As long as you have the Death Toll, you have a lot of sustain, whereas Sibby, he needs to rely about level 3. Once he gets 2 points in that driving strike, he gets to pull off using that Bluestone Pendant. Then he can start actually contesting the Bologna clear, but at that point...
This FG is free now. I think he can still defend it, but it has to be a really, really good fight.
Easy play opportunity opened up the door for Creed.
Optimus gang regrouping here on the right side. Down but not out.
How, like, he's built Magi's now. It's going to be so hard for them to win this fight because he's building defense.
Right now, one of the choices. I want to highlight Oju Boom for a second. We always speak about how Vulcan is this character that you can level his abilities in any way, but we always see backfire, meatball, then turret. Well, we actually see turret second here, and I think that's a big part of what Oju Boom wants to do here is zone Optimus gang taking the aggro path.
They can't be pulling this. What did I say a minute ago? They can't take fights like this. They're gonna struggle so fucking much to win this fight. That's Isis dead. That's a Kepri ult down. They're all poked. They're getting pulled in. There's some more poke. People may die. Oh, that was a nice double pull. Oh, that did a lot of damage. So if we get a nice pull here, you could see it turn. But because they don't, it's a free FG now. Never mind. Whew. I don't think a Bologna should be able to dash out of a Hercules pull though. It should always be. Oh, look at Warchi. He's the shred in the backline. They have to keep an eye on him, and they couldn't have defended the fire regardless. They just can't. They fucked up the fight. They took a fight they shouldn't have because they pulled the Portal King themselves. For what reason, I don't know. Obviously, they're a bit too confident.
Storm kind of hitting you for a zillion. So Warchi coming here from the long lane, making the rotation exactly when he's supposed to. This right side tower.
So now OG are taking an extended fight when Papis have Portal King. It's just not going to end well. They're going to take the portal and then siege all your stuff because you're poked, and that's why they lost the tier 1. And now that's why they're going to lose the speed buff too.
Was about to talk about was the maximization of the turret. So he's able to find these knockups, which helps out Dalo, but he knows that the meatball doesn't have to do the damage. Dalo's going to find it, whether it's with an ultimate or otherwise, right? The knockup alone is fine. He's putting down the turret, and Optimus...
Okay, so they're sucking a big dick here. They're like tanking it, the worst I've ever seen. Like Emilito. So they have a chance to turn this at FG. But they went in one by one. Death Panther got caught on his own, and I put that down to being... What role did he play? He played support, right? So he's just a bit too used to being a tanky character. So he wasn't used to the where you have to position yourself.
Draco gets the last hit off of the assist from the solo laner. Continuing on as Warchi as he gets to the back line, dashes out to the right-hand side. Sibby knocked up, still trying to find damage on Optimus Gang's side of the Fire Giant. Creed battling 1v1 here against the Hunter. Caspify in trouble. Last hit goes to Dalo as
They had to team fight at an objective, and that was their perfect time. They tanked FG so bad without any pressure. So imagine it with pressure. Imagine if they were there just like showing the presence. They would have tanked it so bad. That would have been their way back into this game. All they have to do is win one team fight. Maybe 2 team fights now, and they could completely turn this game. Because 4 to 5k lead at this point in the game wouldn't mean much. With the comps, of course.
And just rally here on your face 1v5. I don't care. He just hits level 17. Ding for the Bologna. And he's beating up level 13s. He just doesn't mind. He's going right for it. Dalo.
Death Panther again, positioned in the most stupid position I've ever seen. Now Ojo Boom's doing 360 auto attacks. Like, you can just see pure confidence here because these guys know they're going to the Pro League.
The Papis just weren't strong enough to make it to the SPL. The work that they've put in over the past couple of years, the job that they have done, not only improving individually, but improving as a unit. A lot of what I've put my hands up together for this team, this game, has been the unification, the teamwork, the cohesion, and the communication. This is what you need to be an SPL level team, and this is their split, Toli. I think that we're looking at a future Smite Pro League team here with Papis.
Absolutely agree with you here, Tom. And it's not just about their play and execution this game or the previous one, but it's also about the strategies that they deploy, whether it's finding a gank here, finding a gank there.
Yo, what's up, Gargan?
But also
good luck in your last game, man. Good luck, bro.
Who would have thought Susanoo on Warchi was an actual thing that could have been run at an SPL level? But Papis, Michael Checo, yeah, absolutely. But
do I think they should have picked up Emperor's Armor because the siege is so bad? No. I think they should have team fought at the Gold Fury and FG anyway. I don't think they should have to do. I think they'd win the team fight. I mean, at these objectives, it's not going to help the Emperor's Armor. Who got that? Yeah, Papis, this is fucking over, man.
Here, one for Dalo, that's one dead. Warchi gets one as well. Two down on the side of Optimus gang. No.
See, you see how Sakit went for the FG steal? He should have went for kills. At this point, you just may as well kill. You're going to do nothing off the FG. There's the F6. Like, I didn't expect anything more. They must have just been out of energy.
Their opposition, fantastic stuff out of the Papis, looking